Hi everyone, I'm Rebecca from R&R Yoga, and today bringing you a downward dog tutorial. So I'm going to go into the methods of bringing your body into downward dog, the adjustments that you can work with, and the transitions into upward facing dog as well as a little bit of recovery. So to start with, you're going to make sure that you position yourself in tabletop. So tabletop means your hands, or the heels of the hands, are underneath your shoulders. Your knees are back in the parts that they're more underneath your hips. Fingers here, you want them to be splayed out along the floor, with the tips of the fingers gripping down into the mat. Really firming through the heels of the hands and ensuring that you're not locking the inner elbows in. So making sure the inner creases of your elbows are always facing to each other. Engaging the upper arms and then starting to tuck the toes under to the floor. So you're switching on the soles of the feet. Feel that your spine can then round over, relaxing into your neck and your head and tucking the chin in a little towards your chest. Now before lifting, just so that you've got some length happening in the upper body, going to guide your hips back and down towards your heels, and as you press back, then lift up your knees and draw the heels down towards the floor. Take a moment here adjusting into the hands and feet if you feel the need to. Really lifting the hips up nice and high and then pressing the hips back down. Anchoring the heels towards the floor. Now it's not necessary to firm the heels to touch to the floor. Some people will have the heels to the floor and they're actually blocking the legs. So you're finding the position where you can press back with length in your torso, guide length down into the backs of the legs and firm the heels. And for a lot of people, it doesn't necessarily mean that the heels are going to touch. Take a few moments here, broadening across the upper back, loosening up into the neck, breathing. And if this ever gets a bit too much, or you need to come down early, all you need to do is simply bend the knees and touch them to the floor. An alternative to downward dog, if it's a little bit too intense straight up, is to work the puppy pose. So for puppy pose, you're guiding the buttocks back, not so much back and down to the heels, but back towards the wall behind you. You keep that length as you start to walk your hands out in front. Still gripping into the fingers and gripping into the floor, lengthening through the arms and then tilting the head down. The forehead might touch to the floor, or the head might be hovering a little bit, so not forcing it to touch. Now after a few breaths, or when you have had enough, you would simply walk your way back into your tabletop. However, if all is fine when you are holding your downward dog and you would like to give it a go in transitioning into your upward facing dog, which is a little more invigorating for the spine, you would simply pivot the feet back further so you've got a lengthened distance between your hands and your feet. You would start to lift up through the heels. Look forward out in front, so you're guiding your hips and your chest forward, and then you progress from plank by lowering the hips and looking up above to the ceiling. You would relax the head, press the hips back into your downward dog and hold. Now if your feet are a little bit flexible, or your toes in particular are a little more flexible, you can actually roll over your toes. So you would come forward in the same way, except the toes roll over, and then you continue to progress by looking up. Slowly rolling back. Mindful that if there is any pain in your toes, particularly if you are suffering with arthritis, you don't want to be rolling over your toes. So only rolling over the toes if it's safe practice for you to do so and it feels good. So if anything doesn't feel good, then you come back from it. So downward dog is a wonderful one for strengthening the wrists, the arms, your back, your core, and also providing that really nice deep stretch into your legs as well. It is quite invigorating, so you can work that with a few repetitions. I love it in the morning time just to get the body to stretch out, to energize a little bit and to wake up. Just making sure that after your asana practice that you always give yourself some time to focus on your breathing, and then of course a little bit of relaxation. So always ending your practice with Shavasana. And in the next few tutorials I'm going to be guiding you through some meditative practice, some guided breath, and we'll take that a little bit further. So thanks very much guys. Bye.